Good afternoon, everybody. I want to share a little history lesson with everybody today. I think this is really important. Here in the United States, when you're talking about personal care products, in 1938, so we're talking a long time ago, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act allowed the industry to self-regulate. And the FDA would only intervene after harm was proven. And as you're about to find out, that time lapse of once an ingredient was used in products and it was on the store shelves and multiple consumers were using it to when it was finally banned could be 20, 30 years or more. So think about all the countless people that had been harmed in all those years. And I'm also going to finish up with what's going on in modern times. I don't want you to think that, oh, okay, that was a problem back in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. I don't have to worry about that if I'm buying a product in the United States off a store shelf or online or offline. No, you're going to learn that this is still going on. History repeats. So I'm going to cover the ones that are banned first since 1938 for proven risks. Then I'm going to highlight ones that are still allowed, but under the scrutiny for potential toxicity as of this month, October 2025. And I don't know about you, but if there's any potential of harm, why do you want to use it? Why do you want to subject your loved ones to it, especially if there are alternatives? So first I want to talk about Bithionol, and it was used in soaps and shampoos in the 1940s as an antibacterial. It was banned in 1968 after causing severe skin rashes and swelling from sunlight with cross reactions with other chemicals. So I want you to think about that. It took 28 years to ban it. Think about all the people that got rashes and skin conditions after using those products with that ingredient for all those years, probably went to the doctor, probably took additional chemicals and medications to try to bring those symptoms down. And then what were the side effects of those medications that they were taking? So I want you to think about that as we go on. The next one is chloroform. Chloroform, believe it or not, was used in toothpastes and mouthwashes as a solvent. It was finally prohibited in 1976 when animal studies linked it to liver and kidney cancers. But yet, it was for years in people's toothpaste and mouthwashes. Next one is tribrosalam and tetrachlorocyclinide. These are antimicrobials that used to be in soaps and deodorants from the 1950s. They were banned in 1975 for photocontact dermatitis, rashes, blisters, and pigmentation changes. And here again, this took up to 25 years to get these banned. And yet, think about over those 25 years, how many people were using those products and then got not only rashes and blisters, but pigmentation changes. So crazy. The next one I want to talk about is hexachlorophene. And this was a disinfectant in soaps and baby products since the 1940s. It was finally restricted almost 30 years later in 1972 after neurotoxicity reports, including brain damage and deaths from skin absorption. Now think about that. How many babies were harmed and killed in the 30 plus years that this was on the store shelves? This is important stuff. Next are mercury compounds. We all know now that obviously mercury is very, very toxic, but these were preservatives in eye makeup and creams. They were limited finally in 1973, limited, not banned, due to neurotoxicity, tremors, memory loss, and kidney damage from accumulation. That's the word there, accumulation. Remember that. It's not about a dangerous ingredient that you use today. That's bad in and of itself. But I want you to think about the products that you're using day after day, month after month, year after year on the largest organ in your body, your skin, which what you put on your skin, the majority of those ingredients are in your bloodstream in a matter of seconds. So accumulation is very, very important. The next one is methylene chloride. It's a solvent in aerosols. It was banned in 1989 for links to lung and liver cancers, plus neurotoxic effects like dizziness. The next one is vinyl chloride. It was a propellant in hairsprays. It was finally prohibited in 1974 after causing liver angiosarcoma and multi-organ tumors, cancers. Next one was zirconium complexes. Those also were in aerosols, but aerosol antiperspirants. Since the 1950s, 25 years, almost 25 years later, in the 1970s, 1975, they were finally banned because they caused lung toxicity as well as skin granulomas. Next was prohibited cattle materials. We were literally using, not us, but companies were using cattle materials like brains and spinal cord tissue for their gelatin and creams. It was finally banned in 2004. Many of you seeing this remember this in 2004 because of mad cow disease transmission linked to fatal Creutzfeldt-Jakob brain disorder. And these bans came only after undeniable, not one case, not two cases, undeniable multiple cases of harm highlighting self-regulation's flaws. Again, the personal care industry since the 1930s have had self-regulation. That is a huge flaw. That is a huge red flag that we should all be concerned about. Again, this is like the fox guarding the hen house. Now, next, I want to shift to the ingredients that haven't been banned yet, but are still being studied for toxicity concerns. And they're still in products on the shelves that you can buy today that you and your loved ones might be using right now. These ingredients have been flagged by me and flagged by groups, and there are proposed bans from Toxic Free Beauty Act, and there's ongoing research on some of these ingredients into cancer, endocrine disruption, and more. And some face state or retailer restrictions. That's all well and good, but federal permission persists. So we'd like to believe that we live in a day and time where, that bad stuff occurred back in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. It doesn't occur now. We have tough regulation. There's not going to be toxic things that cause horrific diseases on our store shelves today. That's not going to happen, right? There's not going to be products with horrific ingredients that we can buy on and offline today. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. So here's some products that you want to look out for. Orthophthalates like DBP and DEHP. These are plasticizers, and they're in fragrances and nail polishes. They're understudy for endocrine disruption. They're linked to breast cancer, infertility, and hormone interference. And by the way, I said fragrances. Any product that you use that says parfum or fragrance, and that's all it says, I personally wouldn't use that product. Because fragrance is a current legal way that a company can add thousands of different toxic ingredients. They say it's proprietary, their fragrance, so they don't have to tell you. And many of those ingredients are petroleum-based and linked to cancer. So I would never use a product that has the word fragrance in it. Being the president of Asante Organics, our products smell and products you put in your mouth taste amazing. We don't need to use synthetics. We can do it with plants. Organic plants can make products taste and smell amazing. The next one is formaldehyde, as well as formaldehyde releasers like Cortium-15. You've heard me speak about this on my Thursday night calls. These are preservatives found in shampoos and straighteners, and they are known carcinogens. They are known to cause cancer, and they're tied to respiratory issues and cancers like nasopharyngeal cancer. So is that crazy? They're known proven cancers, and yet they're still in products that people can buy today. So I want you to think about, as I go through these products, again, the products that we talked about that were banned, and you're thinking, I would never use those ingredients. I'm so thankful they were banned way long ago. There are products and ingredients, that are just as bad, if not worse, in our products today. Why do companies continue to use them? Because they're cheap and they increase the profit margin. Next, you've heard me talk about it. Many companies have removed them, but I still see them, are parabens. A lot of people think that parabens, due to their links to cancer, like breast cancer, that they've been banned, but they haven't yet been banned. They're in creams and makeups, and their research for estrogen mimicry. They act just like estrogen, which is causes hormonal problems in males as well as females, and they contribute to breast cancer and reproductive harm. So these are things you have to look out for. I want you to be a conscious consumer. I implore you to be a conscious consumer. Read the ingredients, start at the bottom, work your way up. And if there's something that you can't pronounce or something that doesn't sound natural, look it up. We all have LLMs now, or things like Grok or ChatGPT. We even have Google. Look these things up and you're gonna be shocked how toxic these things are. So if you wanna do what's best for your health and your family's health, you want to throw these products right in the garbage. Don't buy them. I call this ditch and switch. You ditch them and you can switch them for certified organic and toxic-free products. And that's what we offer here at Asante Organics. You can go on our website and you can rest assured that anything you buy from our company is toxic-free, organic, made from organic, wild-crafted plants and minerals. That is it. So that's parabens. Next, we have PFAS. You might see it in the news referred to as forever chemicals. Maybe you don't even realize it, but it's everywhere. For example, it's used in waterproof makeup, and it's studied for cancer, immune suppression, and bioaccumulation. There's that word again, accumulation, leading to developmental issues. So if you're a pregnant mother, you don't want to be using products that have forever chemicals. And if you're anybody, you don't want to be using that. So I want you to think about that the next time you're using or looking at waterproof makeup or anything that has PFAS. Very, very important. Next is triclosan. A lot of people think that was banned partially. This is an antimicrobial in toothpaste. I remember this a few decades ago, and I told people I wouldn't use antibacterial toothpastes and shampoos for this exact reason. I knew that those antibacterial soaps and products and toothpaste were going to cause issues like antibiotic resistance, for example, as well as other problems. But they were in toothpaste and deodorants, and some of the concerns that I had and many other people had were hormone disruption and antibiotic resistance, as I said, and possible cancer links. Now, these are banned in soaps, okay? So people think triclosan is banned. It is banned in soaps, but it's still allowed in other products. So you want to be a conscious consumer. You want to become a label reader. Next one is triclocarban. Sounds like triclosan, and it's in bar soaps. It is similar to triclosan. There are studies that are showing that it causes endocrine and reproductive toxicity plus environmental persistence. I want you to know this. I get upset when I see companies that say they're green companies. All that means, this is the consumer being duped. All this means is that hopefully they're being honest and they're not taking their toxic chemicals and they're dumping them in our waterways. But their ingredients are absolutely horrible for human beings in many cases. If you want to know a real green company, we're a real green company because when you're using our products, let's say in the shower, you're using our shower gel, our shampoo, our conditioner, our soaps, our bamboo experience, our vitamin C, whatever, if you're using them, first of all, they're 100% toxic free. They're made with organic ingredients. Instead of having toxic ingredients in them, we have ingredients designed to nourish your body from the outside in. Remember, what you put on your skin, 60-70% of that is instantly in your bloodstream in seconds or less. And I also am a realist. I know that you're going to rinse off in the shower and a lot of those products are going to go down in the drain. But when anybody uses our products, we are a true green company because it's green for our consumers, but also green for the planet. It's not going to cause any environmental problems. So I gave you a short list there, but there are other products that have ingredients that are a concern out there. So in conclusion, I want you to be careful of course, banned toxins like we talked about. Hopefully they're truly banned and they're gone. But I also want you to be cognizant of the ingredients that are still being allowed, but being studied for potential problems. I want you to reflect back on the few minutes that I spent with you today and realize that a lot of those ingredients weren't banned for what, 20, 30, 40 years in some cases? So what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna trust the science will catch up, trust that there's some governing body out there that wouldn't allow these ingredients in your products? Don't do that because harm is being done right now. And I don't want to come off like I'm giving you scare tactics. I don't want you to think like, oh, if you're using that toothpaste that has that warning label on the box, it says if accidentally swallowed, contact poison control your medical doctor right away. And many toothpastes do say that. That's a concern. Am I saying that if you brush your teeth with that today, you're going to die tomorrow? And then you think, of course that's not true because I've been using that toothpaste my whole life. Bioaccumulation. Remember we talked about that? Bioaccumulation. Our bodies are marvelous. Such a brilliant design. But these are micrograms of toxins that we put in our body and on our body every single day, and they accumulate until the body just can't handle it anymore. They slowly break down the body. So I want you to be a conscious consumer. I want you to ditch and switch. Take the money that you're already spending on products that have toxic ingredients, ditch them and switch them for Asante Organics products. And I also want you to know, my guarantee is that you're gonna have zero compromise. You are going to love our products. They are going to work as well or better than the toxic stuff, or you get your money back. We have a money back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose. Actually, you have your health to gain. So thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. Today is Tuesday, and as you know, we do a Zoom call every Tuesday and Thursday. So in this group here, the Asante Difference, we will post the dial-in information, which is the same every week, and we invite you to join us tonight as well as Thursday. Thursday, I will be presenting again. I have another one of my 10-minute presentations, short and sweet, about one of our products that is using certified organic ingredients, and it is very, very powerful. Should be in everybody's house. So thanks, everybody. I look forward to sharing again with you real soon. Bye-bye.